Good morning, guys. So I wanted to get back to straw bales. It's been a little bit since I did that straw bale video series, and I wanted to do a final just conversation and a little bit of planning today. But I'm a little behind. We've been preparing for our family reunion, which is this coming weekend, and it's here on our property. So we've been just doing a lot of prepping, getting everything cleared and ready for tents and campers and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna bring y'all along today. We're gonna plan a few things, and I'm gonna talk about some of your other options with straw bales. So let's get started. Okay, let's talk some more about straw bales. There are several options that you can do with straw bales other than what I've shown you. I'm gonna show you some of the planting I'm gonna do here in a little bit, but there are other things you can do. Some people use dirt on top of their straw bales. Totally good, because they like to start their seeds in dirt and they don't want to do starch, or maybe they can't get starch, or maybe they don't have a place to start starts, so they just do direct sowing. You're going to condition your bales just like we did, then you're just going to put a little dirt on the top. A lot of people put a little wooden frame on the top of their straw bale in order to be able to hold the dirt in place. You don't want to do a whole lot of dirt, just enough dirt to put your seeds in and then go from there. The other thing is if you're going to do something like tomatoes or corn, you definitely have to put support. Just like with tomatoes all the time, you have to have something to hold them up. They're just going to need support. So you can do a cattle panel trellis over your straw bales, and that will give you the strength and the support that the tomatoes need in order to be able to do straw bale gardening in them. I would not recommend corn. It is hard to stake. You'd have to really have the bale held down. I think it would be very clunky and very hard to deal with, but hey, try it. If you want to try it, go for it. I'd love to see what you did. You could post pictures in the comments below, or just say, hey, look what I did. The other thing is that you can use straw bales anywhere. That's why this is such a great option for a lot of different people who have limited space. Whether it's, we lived in an RV park, so we could have done it at our RV park. If you live in an apartment, if you're living in a rental that won't let you put a garden in the ground, you can put a garden on the patio. You could put it just about anywhere, and you can grow just about anything. This year I'm doing squash. Last year we did tomatoes. So this year I'm doing tomatoes in there again because those bales are still in the garden bed that we put the tomatoes in, but I'm not directly planting in the straw bale. Next year I'll take these straw bales and I'm gonna leave them where they are, and next year I'm going to plant carrots or beets or turnips or any kind of root vegetable in there, so I'm gonna get another year out of them. And then the next year I will be able to put them in my beds. I can tear them apart, lay them on my beds for a mulch, or compost them, or do a number of different things. They're basically already composting because they're already breaking down. The other thing is, let's talk a little bit about expense. Now, I got a really good deal on my straw bales. I live close to an Amish community, and I'm part of a ladies group, and we were able to come together and buy a large amount of bales, and we paid $5 a bale for our straw bales. So I bought 10 bales. I'm conditioning 8. I used the other 2 for other things. So I spent $50 on bales. So even if you're spending $10 a bale, it's a whole lot cheaper, especially right now with the price of materials to build a bed, to just do straw bales. Your upfront cost is a little bit. I don't know what the going rate is on the Azomite or the fertilizer, but it's not expensive. So I'm thinking, even if you bought 10 bales at $10 a piece, that's $100, which may be a lot. And you may not have room for 10 bales. You may only have room for 2. If you only have room for 2 bales, buy 2 bales and do it. It's not going to cost you a whole lot of money. I will try to remember to put the links down below for the Azomite that we bought and the urea that I bought. Now I did end up going to my feed store to buy my urea because the one I ordered online was not expensive, and then you included shipping. It wasn't too bad, but it was way too small. So I went to my feedlot because to buy anything bigger than that was going to cost me a whole lot of money to have it shipped. So my local feed store had it. Apparently they always carry it. So yes, I bought like a 25-50 pound bag of urea. It will last me forever, but I think I paid 15 bucks for it. So it's not going to cost me a fortune to do this. Look at the cost, compare it to what it would cost you to build raised beds. Yes, in-ground gardening is great, but not everybody can even do that. Again, like if you're in a rental or an apartment or an RV park, wherever you are, just do it. That's the thing. Try it. What have you lost? A little bit of time, a small investment, and you're going to get food out of it. And if you mess it up and it doesn't work the first time, just replant it. It's no different than what I do in my garden beds. Right now, I've got beans and okra coming up. And we've already talked about the fact that once they get to a certain height, I'm going to replant the ones that didn't come up. No big deal. Just replant it. It's that simple. I think it's that simple, I guess I should say. So that's kind of what I wanted to finish off this with. I am going to do some planting today in the straw bales, not a lot. I have some squash and eggplant that I'm going to plant today, and maybe some flowers. I know I'm going to put some sweet alyssum in there, and I might be able to plant my cucumbers today. They're still just not quite where I want them to be to take them out. We actually had a cool spell. Y'all see I have a sweat jacket on today. It was 52 degrees this morning in southeast Oklahoma, which I'm not complaining about. It's great. I love the cooler weather. We had some really hot weather the other day, so I'm good with this. We've not had any major rain either, which is a good thing. Although we are supposed to have a few more days of rain, but we need it. I'm not saying we don't need it. I just don't want it to be any more gully washers. They did finally fix our road, so we're excited about that. We do have a big family reunion this weekend here, so we've been getting ready for all of that. And the road is fixed. It makes me feel better. We can get trailers in here and big trucks, and so I'm really excited for this weekend. Don't know if I'll do any filming, but back to straw bales. Let's go plant some straw bales. Okay guys, let's start planting our straw bales. So first I'm going to do patty pans, then I'm going to do some eggplant, then I'm going to do some yellow squash, more eggplant, different variety, and zucchini. Now I know this is a little crazy. I planted them in alphabetical order. The squash are in alphabetical order, and the eggplant are in alphabetical order. Makes it easier for my brain to remember. I know I planted patty pans, yellows, and zucchinis, so if I put them in alphabetical order, it's easy for my brain to remember, and if I lose a tag, I don't care. Same with the eggplant. I'm planting the black beauties first and the diamonds second. Same with when I plant the cucumbers. I did the same when I planted my green beans and my okras, because I planted 2 varieties of green beans and I planted 3 varieties of okra. So my beds are numbered for my own sanity, my little OCD-ness. And so I plant east side first, then west side, so alphabetical east to west. I know, it's crazy, but it's what keeps my brain happy. Okay guys, these are my patty pans. They're looking a little puny. I know it's because they've gotten too much water, because I got stuck in a tray that was just full of water. As you can see, they're just, the little cartons are just falling apart. So we're just gonna plant these right along in here. Going to spread them out a little bit, and I'll show you how we do it. Now these I'm going to leave in these little cups. I typically don't like these cups for this situation. They're actually pretty handy. I don't like having to water them individually, and if you're going to take it out, if it's something you're going to transplant later or pot up, I would not recommend these pots. But if it's something you know you're going to just see because coming out the bottom, so I can't like pull it out of here and plant it, which is fine for this situation, but I'm I'm learned this year that I really am not crazy about these except in this situation. So we're just gonna dig down in this bale and put this in. Now this is still pretty tight, which is why these pots work well for this, because they'll smash. And I can stuff them down in there. Hi, Groot. Back up. Back up. Your breath stinks. Back up. No. Leave it. Thank you. And there we go. I just kind of cram them down in there. These bales are still tight, and that's okay. They need to be. There's my little patty pan sign, so I'll know what these are. But if I lose that sign, I also know. So I'm gonna go on with the eggplants, yellow squash, eggplants, zucchinis. Okay, I don't know how well y'all are gonna be able to see this, but I just wanted to see if I could show it to you. So, see how you can pull it apart? Can you see down in there? That's all you're gonna do. You're just gonna pull it apart like that, both hands, and put your plant right down inside. See, nice and easy. That's all you need. It's all the space you need is right there. It's soft in there. It's warm in there. Plenty of room for roots and stuff to spread out. All right, guys, this is the last one, and I want to show you a couple things. First is, I took it out of the pot, and I didn't take all the dirt with it. It doesn't need all the dirt down in that hole. So if you want to break some of this off, you can. You don't want to disturb it too much, but you can. And then I just open the hole with one hand, pull with the other side, and put it down in the hole. Let's see if we can get that on camera for you, because I only have 2 hands. And I need 3. So bear with me. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, we're gonna pull it open, stick it down in there. Push the straw back up around it, and we're good to go. I also planted some sweet alyssum in here, kind of help with bug control, but it's all planted. All in a row. Eggplant, this little zucchini guy, and this big zucchini guy. It's the only 2 zucchinis I got sprouted that stayed, so that's what we planted. All right, guys, well, I hope that helps. I hope you've enjoyed this series. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll check back with you and let you know what I know. If I know, if I don't know, I'll find you the answer. I've really enjoyed this. I love planting in straw bales. I think it's just a fun, unique way to plant. Now that it's all planted, we'll just water it just like we would a regular garden spot. And hopefully, in a few weeks, we'll have some blooms and some fruits, and life will be good. We'll be eating our own food. Thanks, guys, for joining us on this series. I truly appreciate it. Thank you to my husband for filming for the days I was gone. And I hope that your straw bale gardening journey, or whatever gardening journey you're on, is going well. All right. Love y'all, guys. Goodbye. God bless.